Hey everybody, this is going to be Beetle casting for the StarCraft 2 Rebirth Tournament Series, and this is a Platinum Finals match in the King of the Hill Tournament, which was this last Saturday, between the blue Protoss Pitrof and the purple Protoss mrWet. Another Protoss versus Protoss. I know I've casted a lot of these recently, or, semi-recently, but I will promise to find you guys some new matchups very soon, because honestly I think, mirror matchups like this can get boring after a little while, but this should be a good game, as it is a Platinum King of the Hill Tournament Finals. And King of the Hill Tournament, for those of you that don't know, you have to get into the semifinals of one of the 4 weekly tournaments leading up to each King of the Hill Tournament. And then the 16 players out of all of those that got into the semifinals play against each other in a best of 2. I think best of 5 actually. I know that this map will be best of 5. So this is a best of 5 between these two players, and these should be pretty high ranked players. I know they are platinum ranking, so this is part of the platinum King of the Hill, and this should be a pretty good game. Platinum's pretty fun to watch sometimes. Not like bronze, bronze you could see some really ridiculous strategies, but platinum, when players are just starting to really get down their build orders, can be pretty interesting to watch. And we pull up the income tab and the, there we go, there it is, the income tab, and I like to pull up the supply tab. I don't know if you guys like this as much. If you don't like it, if you just hate having this supply tab up here the entire game, please tell me in the comments and I will start removing that at times, but that's entirely up to you. These are, after all, for you and not me. I don't do this just for the sound of my own voice. I do this so other people can watch them and have fun and maybe even learn from them. Regardless, Pitrof's probe is going to probably get picked off here by mrWet. mrWet's probe doing just fine. Pitrof just getting his gateway down. mrWet not getting his gateway down quite yet. There it goes. So maybe a little bit behind, and then there goes cybernetics core down, and cybernetics core already down for Pitrof. So good work there for Pitrof. And I'm actually going to throw up this, the production tab at this point, because both of these players should be pretty even on supply. Although, yeah, they're pretty even. If you notice though, Pitrof has a little bit less chrono boost on his Nexus than mrWet does. So mrWet may be looking to chrono boost out some stalkers or something, although he isn't getting any units so far. Maybe he didn't scout any, or he isn't scouting any, and he feels safe in not building units. Although Pitrof is getting a Zealot out, I don't think we're going to be seeing any pressure, especially since Pitrof didn't go for any kind of really heavy like 2-gate, 3-gate, 4-gate, really quick multi-gateway build. mrWet is going for a 2-gate. Pitrof not getting a second gateway down yet. Chrono boosting, warp gate research off the cybernetics core, and getting a stalker out. Zealot, stalker, and chrono boosting warp gate, pretty standard at this point in the game. mrWet not chrono boosting anything yet. Notice he is building up a lot of energy on his Nexus, so he needs to get some of that out pretty soon. mrWet getting a stalker out, skipping the Zealot, going straight for stalker. Now he's chrono boosting the stalker. And I think he's checking for proxy pylons here is probably what he's doing, which is really smart play. I know personally proxy pylons really kill me. I honestly don't know how much the 1.3.3 patch is going to affect that. This is being cast on the same day I think that patch is being uploaded. I don't know, but I think it'll be interesting to see what happens in Protoss gaming once that patch comes out and the 4-gate gets, sort of nerfed. But regardless, 2 stalkers out, 3 stalkers out for mrWet and a probe. So mrWet may be looking to do some attacks, but Pitrof has 2 stalkers and a Zealot. I think that Zealot's pretty much just going to start eating its way through whatever it gets its hands on, if it can get to melee range. But regardless, Pitrof throwing down a proxy pylon behind the gold mineral line of mrWet. Good play from him. Let's see, Pitrof has 4 gateways down, so he is going for a 4-gate. mrWet only actually has 3 gateways down. So he may be going for some kind of robo bait, although he doesn't have a robo out yet. He's got a lot of gas. I think he needs to get it out soon. There's robotics fidelity. I honestly think that's a little late. Pitrof is attacking now. He's got a lot of stalkers saved up from that 4-gate. And this pylon obviously doing very well in allowing those forces to reinforce quickly. mrWet getting a lot of Zealots out. He has a stalker. I think he probably will be able to hold this off for now, but I don't think it's looking good for him. He really needs to get a lot more units out, and I don't know how well just 2 sentries are going to be able to hold this off. mrWet needs to get in the middle line and do some damage. He doesn't need to be bothering attacking the 7 air score. Oh, his units are going to get taken out for nothing. That is really bad. But, hey, that's the nature of the beast in StarCraft 2. But that does leave mrWet with only 3 sentries and 3 zealots to guard off against this, what is this, 6 stalker, 5 zealot army. But mrWet does have a lot more probes out, so if he can survive this initial really pretty heavy push by Pitrof, he should be good. But I don't know, that's just a lot of units. I don't think he's going to be able to deal with this. Maybe if he gets that Immortal out really soon, but even with Chrono Boost, I don't think it's going to be quite fast enough. He needs to get some really good force fields down. Force field the ramp. Good force field from mrWet, and if you notice, I think he has enough to keep these force fields up for a pretty long time. He's already got 2 on that. He's almost got 2 off this one, and another one. He's got another one off this one, so he's got 4 at his disposal. He really needs force field though. Careful, mrWet. You don't want to allow any of those zealots or stalkers into your base. That could do a ton of damage. But I think if he can hold this off, he is going to be able to do a lot of. He's going to get ahead really far because of that economic advantage. He needs force fields. Throw down a force field, mrWet. Oh no! I don't know if I agree with that. Pitrof getting a lot of zealots in. I don't think this is good for mrWet at all. Oh no, if this Immortal goes down, that's going to be GG for mrWet. There's no way he can hold this off without that Immortal. I don't think. Well, I don't want to say there's no way he can hold it off, but I don't think it's going to be, I think it's going to be pretty bad. He can keep the force fields up, but I don't know. And then the second Immortal coming out. Okay, so that is going to secure him a minor victory in this fight. I think that Immortal with its 50 damage versus Stalkers is going to be able to make mincemeat of these Stalkers. And mrWet did come ahead of that battle, so Mr. had 15 probes up, and with a much larger army at this point, he's got double the supply, 15 probes up. If I were him, I would be expanding right now, throwing down a robotics base. So he's not expanding, he's actually teching. Pretty interesting right there. I think that's a very viable strategy at this point, teching into Colossus as he's most likely going to do, especially with the kind of economic edge. But I don't know, I'd like to see him solidify that with expanding at the same time. And there he goes. I think he's going to expand now, maybe? No, I think he's searching for proxy pylons. Okay. But I definitely think if he expands right now, he'll solidify his macro edge, and then 5-10 minutes from now, there's no way Pitrof can win this game. If that happens, and he does, if mrWet expands, let me clarify, if mrWet expands right now, Pitrof has to end the game within the next few minutes to not get crushed economically. But mrWet choosing to keep the lead he already has, not expand upon it, and is going for Colossus. I think he's probably going to get Colossus there. Chrono Boost down on the Colossus. Look for Extended Thermal Lance to get Chrono Boosted out as well once he has the minerals for it. And nothing yet. I do think that's going to come out pretty soon. But nothing yet. Maybe he is going to expand. That would be really cool. Is he going? Is he going? Is he going? What's this probe doing? What's this? Yes, the probe is going to throw down a Nexus. So he's getting a Colossus expanding. Not getting the Extended Thermal Lances yet. See if he gets that now. No. Warping in 3 more sentries. So he's getting a lot of sentries. He's got 2 Immortals, and he's getting a Colossus and an Observer down. I think this Colossus is going to be able to do a lot of damage versus this army, but I think the better counter right now is probably Immortals. If I were him, I would throw down another robotics facility, get this expansion saturated, and then just start pumping Immortals, because this is a lot of Stalkers, and I don't think he knows exactly what unit composition Pitrof is going for right now, but once he sees this, I think he should definitely tech into more Stalkers, less Colossus, because a Stalker costs a good deal less than a Colossus, especially in gas production. So, and it also researches faster. But I don't know really. This battle that is coming between Pitrof and mrWet could go, I think, either way. Let's pull up the army supply tab actually. Wow, okay, so I think just based upon that alone, mrWet would win. His army is approximately double the size, and even if it is a pretty poor composition versus Pitrof, at least I think it's poor. I don't know. I may be completely wrong, and if I am wrong, I'm sure you'll tell me down below. But wow! Pitrof getting 4 Dark Templars, and Pitrof does like to use DTs. Ah, there it is. I'm really kicking myself that I didn't see that. But Pitrof getting 4 DTs out, that's going to be able to do a lot of damage, I think. Where are the DTs? Where are the DTs? No, do you see them? Do you see them? Oh, they're there. They're inside the main army. Okay. Excuse me there, guys. Wow. Didn't mean to cough at you like that. Regardless, it's now 5 Dark Templars. I think if Pitrof... No, Pitrof needs to get the DTs actually out. If Pitrof can actually take down the Colossus with the DTs, that could do a lot of damage. But watch out, there's an Observer. Oh! The Observer just ripping away the DTs. That is got to be GG for Pitrof. Yes, there it is. There's the GG. I think what really happened there is that mrWet got an early economic lead with the 35 over 25 harvesters, or 35 over 20 I believe it was. And if you notice, he still has a lot of a lead. And that early lead, coupled with his ability to fend off the early aggressive pressure by Pitrof with the majority Stalker army, eventually he just won because of straight out macroing Pitrof. I still don't know how much I like this unit composition to deal with the pure Stalker army. I feel if the Stalkers... Excuse me, guys, I'm so sorry. I feel like if the Stalkers had had Blink and maybe some upgrades on them, we checked both armies, none of them had upgrades. And if he had actually had equal supply, this battle could have gone differently. But you gotta give him credit where credit's due. He won the fight, he won the macro war, and he had good force field placement here. So, looking forward to the next game, and I will see you guys there. This is Beetle signing out.